So I'd like to just start with thanking Victoria Police members, every single one of them who over the last few days have been out dealing with violent, unacceptable behaviour from a number of, thugs, basically, thugs that have sought to cause harm, cause injury to the community and cause injury to our police officers, and we've seen that. We had three injuries yesterday. That's on top of the injuries we've seen over the weekend and the day before. That's just unacceptable. Our police officers turn up to work. They should be able to feel safe in doing that work on behalf of Victorians. And they've been doing an amazing job over the last 2 years, nearly 2 years now, in enforcing the Chief Health Officer directives. And that's what they've been tasked to do. They haven't shied away from that. And they should be able to go about doing that work without the behaviour that we saw yesterday. It's a real slap in the face to the Victorian community who have been doing it very tough. We all want these restrictions to be over, and what we saw yesterday were people that were willing to put that at risk. I mean, every police officer wants the lockdown to be over as well. So we've got to work together so that we cannot see this sort of behaviour again. So if you're thinking about coming into the city today to cause violence and harm, just know that Victoria Police will deploy whatever tactics they need to in order to ensure that you are held accountable. And they have my full support in deploying whatever tactics they need to ensure that these thugs, these violent thugs, are unable to cause further harm to our city and to our community. So again, to all those police officers who have been out over the last few days, putting their lives on the line for the Victorian community and to help us get out of that, I thank you. You've got our support, the government support, my support as Police Minister. And again, the message, do not come into the city today if your intention is to continue to spread this virus and continue to cause violence on our streets. I'll ask the Chief Commissioner to say a few words.
Thanks, Minister. I held a press conference yesterday, so have already spoken about the outcome of yesterday's protests. We did see 62 arrests. It was a protest following on from the day before outside the CFMEU where we saw violence as well. And we saw, of course, the protest on the weekend, on Saturday, a freedom rally. So we've had significant unrest in Melbourne over the last few days. Look, I certainly understand that people are fatigued, they're tired, they've got grievances and they're frustrated. But now is not the time for protest. The Chief Health Officer is still determined that there are guidelines in place that prohibit mass gatherings, large gatherings and groups of people, and the risk of the spread of the coronavirus is quite real in those gatherings. So we will do everything we can to stop the gatherings in compliance with the Chief Health Officer guidelines. We don't get to pick and choose what are the laws we enforce.